All right, folks, better late than never edition on Tuesday. Let's get right to it. Got a lot to get to, and I want to talk specifically about start with Bitcoin. Thanks, everybody. Let's get right to it. Uh, Found out what the problem was. Give him a minute. Found out what the problem was. There you go. Awesome. Give him a minute. Found out what the problem was. There you go. Awesome. Give him a minute. Found out. All right, I'm going to clean up some things here. There you go. Awesome. How are we doing now? Give him a minute. Can we get to business? Because I'm not happy about this now. There you go. Awesome. How are we doing now? Give him a minute. Okay, great. Can we get to business? Because all right, I'm going to have to take off some things here. Great. I got all that taken there. It's set up. Okay. So here's the business. Get the free trial. Send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Then I'm going to give away a couple of software today, some 30-day, and then at the end of today, I will give away a 60-day trial. For the Black Friday deal, here it is. As you guys know, I'm glad to see a lot of people have taken advantage of it, but not enough of you have. You need this software. So use the coupon code Black Friday. I'm going to do a special webinar. It's going to be an introductory kind of a situation. I need to do it. I realize that there needs to be a primer for folks. I think that's important. So get with that. And then for everyone that's a brand new, become a basic member. Go to harmonictrader.com. Click register now as a basic member. All the resources are there for free. All right, let me circle back here. Get set up with the rest of it. I'm going to, there you go. I'm going to put the information in the chat. That's the Black Friday deal. Great, Mohammed. Everyone else, that's great. Okay. I swear I'm going to get this thing worked out, dialed in. I can't even get it on Twitter right now. Dustin, this is a call to you. I need help to get that set up. Anyway, we can still make the stream great again. For everyone else that wants to win a 30-day trial instead of just 2 weeks, send your HPC, your username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Okay, enough of that. Let's get to the charts. And what's going on? What's up, chat? Thank you, Greg, Hugo, Lake, Marcin, Pinchy, AA Ron. What's up, Red? Desi's from Australia. He's back. Great to see everybody. Let's talk crypto because I know everyone's kind of dying. And it's funny that this was the pullback that a week ago we would have all killed for, right? I mean, it's just not even funny. It's amazing how the sentiment can shift and everyone feels like they get punched in the gut when all we're really doing is we're still in the zone. Yes, we failed to get 100,000. I'm not worried about 100,000. And if anything, we're looking for this pause to get resolved. Here it is. It's the big crab pattern. We're at a few levels, but 96,000, okay, as high as 99,000 on the weekly. But this zone has been the deal the whole time. And what we're looking for over the next, well, not even 30 days, because we're already 2 weeks into it. We're looking at that whole zone as a consolidation. We're not looking for the breakout follow through just yet. And 1025 is still the target. We will make bigger assumptions once we get above here. So with what's going on currently, we have the daily pattern that failed or is failing. We also said that this would do the sideways grind but go a little bit higher. Not a problem here. I have no problem with this. If anything, what we're looking for is this thing to register the next oversold, and we're really close. Look, let this come in next couple of days, 2-3 days, come in, get oversold, and print that at a high level. Print that at a spot where you get an HSI arrow like somewhere around 89K, 90K, like that, and it goes sideways. But then we get the counter HSI signal. The only thing that needs to happen is, can we at least get this amplified reading down to the 50 minimum? This is something that I will talk about in a strategy session next week. But this M formation comes down to the 50. And once we get to the 50, that satisfies that whole overbought reading. And it satisfies it in a way where the moon that everyone is looking for, I mean the second wave to all of this, can truly begin. The big move. The big move where we blow out the 1025 and we do the crazy numbers we talked about. Really quick, let's just reiterate crazy numbers. Crazy numbers are certainly above 1025. And with the immediate upside overspill move, I think we could be as high as like 115 by the end of the year. The bigger moves of, say, the 150 level, 180 level, or 205 level, they come on your weekly, monthly extensions like this. Really quick, this is how we're going to measure out the whole cycle. First, we're going to get to the 1618, which is really close. What the heck is that? Hold on. it'll be good to be back. There you go. 1618. We're only focused on that at the moment, and that's right around 1025. And the overspill move 1902, these are the prescribed zones. And that's like 115. That's what we're going to get for the year. Okay, 115 by the end of the year. I've been saying 1025 for a long time. Yeah, for a year, I've been saying 1025 by the end of January. Well, we could easily get it, I think, by the end of the year. You get an overspill move, 115. And then we can talk about bigger possibilities. And those possibilities, again, I don't want to get too crazy, but the measured move, and let's just stay with the first one, which is a nice round 150K. That's the 2618 off the last cycle. Look at the last cycle. Look at how it did that stair-step progress. And you could go back to each cycle. They all did this kind of thing. They made their march to 102, to the 1618, to there, okay, and then it's just simple harmonics due to the extremity of what the 2618 to 3618 range really means. It means that once you take out that 1618, the character, the acceleration can begin by definition. So 2618 on the last cycle was like 47, 48K. And you blasted through there in short order within a month. And then 3 months after the fact, you were at the 3618. As soon as we get to the 3618 on this cycle, folks, I'll be looking to close the door. I don't care what anybody says. When we get to those extreme moves, the 3618 like that, there's going to be a lot of similarities. It will be a blast, I think, January, February. You get all the hype in the world, and you do it within like a 90-day time period, and then we'll come back for another retest, a retracement. Just be aware that there's going to come a time in the next 4 months where it will be time to hit eject. That's why I'm saying everything about the software and getting with everything that we do now, because time has already started to tick away. Every day, every week brings us closer to getting this acceleration from a price level perspective. Once we get to the 1025 is certainly above the 1902, because that's how we frame out those zones. We get the 1618, 1902, it kind of creates that top end kind of overshoot zone like that. But then once we take off that 1902 and take that out, then you're looking at probably 60 days to the top, no matter what. Call it maybe 90 maximum, and there will be a time to hit eject, and you will not want to hit eject, but you will have to. So I'm just, accelerate and then just not look back, and before you know it, you're more than halfway through the cycle. The cycle that you waited 3 years for is already close to being halfway done in terms of time. Pretty crazy. A lot going on. What I want to talk about today is Bitcoin dominance, the Bitcoin D chart. Why is that so important? Because that's when all those crazy coins are going to skyrocket and do those parabolic moves. We have been talking about a number of patterns on our daily chart that look like this. There you go. And I do want to remind everybody, if you do not have the HPC trial, you will not be able to win the 60-day license. So you have right now to send over your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. If you are at least signed up for the trial, you can win, and we'll be giving away one 60-day license every show for the next few weeks. And you can get the Black Friday. You will still be able to get the Black Friday deal when your 60 days expires. I understand people need a little more time. I'm fine with that. That's why we're giving away 30-day licenses, but 2 weeks is really all you need. Let's get back to dominance chart. Folks, the 60% level was overshot a little bit. 60.23% on Bitcoin dominance. That's your measured maximum level. We are already reacting. We did the 1-2 already. But what we're looking for is this thing a complete rollover. That does not happen until under 58%. Under 58% is, at least for me, that's the trigger point where then the rest of the altcoins and the crypto frenzy truly begins. And like I said, you've got like a 90-day window. Bitcoin dominance right now at 59.06%. And we're going to also track simple trend line here on the weekly. But check out what's going on. And this is Harmonic Strength Index. Okay. This is a big deal, folks. We have broken the 50 level. We talked about HSI last week. Today, in terms of what we talk about for strategy subjects, I'm going to briefly go over type 1 and type 2. Type 1 reaction, type 2 reversal, what that means, because it's really important for how we're going to look at a number of setups. But right now, HSI breaking under the 50 and breaking under these prior support levels. That is another indication that the dominance is about to roll over. Now, Bitcoin will probably still go higher and rocket, but this has been the classic signal for all of the altcoin cycles to begin. Final piece that I want to look for, and these two indicators are proprietary, only on Harmonic Pattern Collection, so it's Amplified RSI and Harmonic Strength Index. Amplified RSI is the one that will trigger the acceleration to the downside once we crack the 50, dare I say, like 48 level. And then what does that mean? Okay, it means that we've peaked out. Also notice that last thrust to the Bitcoin dominance chart was not able to make a new high. That's a nice broader divergence taking shape. But the critical part will be as soon as we get under the 50 level. That could be this week. A couple more. Yeah, you want to look at a couple more. Yeah, Bitcoin, BTC, Ethereum. Yeah, we can look at that. Sure. I'll get to questions in a second. Daniel saying Bitcoin's tanking. What's up, Daniel? Daniel, you're one of the ones that did not have the software, man. What's going on? You're here all the time. If you guys have a problem and you need help to getting the software, just DM me or send me a note at harmonictrader@gmail. I'm pretty flexible. I'm just like, listen, getting the software for what you want to do with crypto, if you wait, I mean, you can wait. It's up to you, but you're gonna miss the sweet spot of the pre-acceleration phase. So, Daniel, Bitcoin's not tanking. This is a sideways pause. This is definition of pause. I mean, look. When did we complete the pattern? Amazingly, all the way back on the 11th. We're more than 2 weeks into this pause. Now, yes, it has gone up. But we knew about this zone. We knew we didn't have confirmation until day 6. We're day 15. Look, day 30, by definition, is the 11th of December. What I expect that will unfold here over the next 2 weeks is that we finally get this kind of just that counter HSI signal. The higher up it triggers, the better. Why? Because I do think this pattern is going to fail. We are looking for a type 1 reaction. I mean, typically that's what you do. But when we get to that type 1 reaction that first time, that should roll over within 3 to 5 bars. And we talked about that like a week or so ago, that this inability to roll over and then the delayed confirmation, like that was day 1 on the daily, and that was like 7 days after the fact. We kept on saying not able to roll over. We said it's probably going to the hop. But what I want to see is stay in the zone, get some oversold reading down here, which we're really close. I mean, this literally could be like within 48 hours. We come in here, we get oversold, and then we resume it. And I'm going to look also, I mentioned this 50 line. We hold that 50 line, that's going to be strong. I would love a little tap on the 50 and then send it back up, where not only we go back up for the retest, but then this is where we fail and we blow through. We have seen this before, and I'll show you on the weekly chart for Bitcoin. We've seen that shark that failed. This one's a little bit tighter, and again, I don't think, like, if Bitcoin got back to 86, that's probably an absolute buy point. The full type 1. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but what we would typically look for on type 1 reactions is T1 designation, software generates it, target 1. But what if it doesn't move? And as I said, with these type 1 reactions, really clear patterns, software will kick it out. You develop the window. You have 30 days. The clock starts ticking. 30 days. 30 bars, excuse me, is because depending on the time frame. But tell me what's going on right within the first 3 to 5. That's also one of the telling signs with all patterns. How do you hit the zone? Do you bust through? Do you have an immediate rejection? Any response here? It's a sideways grind. I call that a harmonic pause. Why? Because it's just going to take a break from the preceding action. Confirmation did finally come in, but where are we going? We're 15 bars into this. We're sideways to up. We haven't rolled over. It's quite strong, actually. And again, we're really close to generating this oversold reading. You're building an argument. The pattern is the starting point for the whole situation. If we go back and look, okay, let's go to the weekly. And I think the shark on the Binance feed, where are you, Binance feed? Binance US, there it is. It's like this. This is a longer term time frame. This is the shark that we were talking about for the last 6 months. And this has probably a little more development than typically what we would see, but it's still a failure. Take a look here on the shark, the weekly. This was the pre-halving peak. That was back in March. We hit the cycle. We hit the top for the pre-cycle move. Right at terminal bar, 886, everything really nice. What happens? On the bar, the day, or the week we hit that zone, we can't continue higher. Little different than the daily chart. The daily went higher and reached the hop. But this is the type 1 reaction where we're thinking T1 or first HSI oversold. That defines the reaction. We know we've got the window here. We finally get some dots and some oversold readings. That's what we were saying the whole time. It was a muted reaction off the shark. Got pretty close. Almost perfect T1, but just a mild reaction off of that. And then this is what we want to see for the daily. You do some kind of oversold reading, you return it, and then you blast through. And that's exactly the scenario I'm looking for. This is the weekly chart, and I'm looking for the daily to do a same type of thing over the next 2 to 4 weeks. Finish the oversold, start to turn around, and then when we go through and blast past the hop right up here, we don't look back. And when it does that, and I say when, because it will, with everything lined up, the cycle, I mean, it is self-fulfilling in so many ways. But you put together the fundamental case of there's never been a better fundamental backdrop for this, for any crypto cycle, than 2024. Period. Never been more money, never been more favorable government policy, and Gary Gensler is gone. Here we go. That is what I'm thinking. It should look like this, guys. Off the daily chart. Come down, maybe 89, maybe 86 to flush them out. Wherever this finally stabilizes. I think it's going to hit tomorrow. So we've got tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday's Thanksgiving, one of my favorite holidays. Okay, I'll probably do a short live stream on Thursday. I will announce I'm going to do a non-live stream special webinar, Black Friday webinar. I'll announce that on Thursday. Probably lead it into next week because I want to put some things together and I got to get my setup right. But plenty of time. But in the next 2 days, we could trigger this and then start literally next week to resume, finally hit 100K. I'm going to say 115, guys. 115 by the end of the year. I mean, 1025, that's been the minimum call, but this all lines up. Couple more. Let's go to Bitcoin ETH chart. Like that. Oh, that's the wrong way to do it. I could do it that way. Bitcoin Ethereum or Ethereum Bitcoin? Does it really matter? I think it was ETH BTC. There it is. Ethereum BTC. It's just another way to be looking at when could we expect the altcoin renaissance, if you will. Software is kicking out a really nice, it's a Gartley bat. Looks like a Gartley because the B point's at a 618. The blue line means it's still pending, not complete until we finish the day, the week. But I really like what that suggests. We're quite close. Also, look at all the weekly here. We are already, by definition, oversold on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Those yellow dots, what do they mean? That's your oversold signal. Probably the strongest sign that has my attention. We have this 50 breakout on the weekly. How that has been one of the best signals to trigger acceleration, bar none. Absolutely. It's been a great early signal. The only other thing that I would want to see for this to get firm acceleration is amplified to get above the 50. You are in front of the ball here. Okay? Everything that we would want to see. You got a nice big pattern forming. Big patterns looking left. I think the daily too. What do we have down here? I think you have to go back a little ways. That was a weekly maybe. Come back here. Maybe it was a dominance chart. Well, there's the monthly. You have a lot of things in development currently. We are early, no doubt. I think it's next month. You know, we're only 4 days away. But look, the monthly chart is now oversold by definition. That could pop out easily first week of December and get going. Also, look, monthly amplified at one of the lowest readings we've ever seen, Ethereum versus Bitcoin. But that looks like it's putting in an inflection. Big developments before price moves. That's what we want to do, always. I really like what's going on. What are you guys looking at? Desi wants to look at the Tether dominance. Okay. USDT.D, right? Is that what we're talking, or is it burst? There you go. Tether dominance. Interesting chart. 4.28%. There's our weekly is oversold. Tether dominance. Pretty interesting. Last time we were at this low was March 2024. Take that for what it's worth. Daily, oversold dot. Okay. I would more want to look at that on a monthly basis. Where's that? Because Tether dominance, you don't want money in Tether. You want money into the coins. So if that's rolling over, which that to me says that money's flowing out of the Tether, probably into the coins, that's a good sign. Maybe you come back down to like 4%. I would think you'd want that moving lower. Keep an eye on that weekly. Still early though. What about the Sol BTC? Sure. Let's get a couple different looks. Yeah, we can go to stocks a little bit later. I'll look at this chart, guys. Yikes. Look at that weekly. There's Sol BTC. That's amazing. That is amazing. 5,000th of a penny or 5,000th of a Bitcoin. Perfect 886. Now we're up here at target 1. What's going to happen? I mean, to me, it looks like this thing is just going sideways. Are we doing one of these wedges where we kind of come out of that and then continue higher? The reason why I say that is, again, HSI is saving the day. What's the last HSI arrow? It's up. We had a pause here, a dot. Look, type 1 to target 1. That's the predicted reaction for type 1 expectations. But if we go sideways, we don't come back down, and you get a counter HSI that starts moving up, you favor that until something else materializes in the bearish direction. I think that goes up to maybe 0.3 of a cent, 0.3 of a Bitcoin. Sorry. That's a nice chart though. You'd want to see that thing continue higher, in my opinion, if you really want to get the broader crypto speculation phase going. Couple more. Yeah, we'll get to what's up, Freeze. We'll get to stocks. We'll look at all those BTBT stuff. Let's move over to the big ones. XRP is like this. Okay, XRP 135. That was target 2 the whole time. And we're pausing at that 135. We traded as high as 160. That's all right. Again, you want to see this thing come back and get oversold. So that rally's probably capped for now. What about a 4-hour chart? Looks pretty good. Software is trying to kick out a pattern around 125. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Look, this thing doubled or tripled off the November low. So what are you going to do? I mean, how much can you really get out of this? I'm thinking, you got more to go longer term, but we got to pause this. We had this crab pattern that capped it at 155. The target 1 here, there's a couple things that I do like about the fact that there's target 1. That's our expectation. T1 to target 1. That's the type 1 reaction. But notice, okay, what happens in the first 30 hours, 30 bars? Did you react? No, you went up for the hop. That's one sign that, hey, this is kind of strong. Now we're 113 bars, 113 hours later, and you're generating a dot and another dot. So it really isn't even a type 1. It's just a reaction. And I would be looking at right where we are right now. This is going to find some a low, and I do think we'll make our way back up 155, go back, retest these highs. It's just a pause. XLM, like that. Over the weekend, I did tell my crew that I took out like half my position on XLM at 53 cents. It's like this, and I'll be looking to get back in. It became too large. The thing for me is I had a huge position in this. I still do. But when we had that first drawdown Saturday night to Sunday, it went from 63 to 43, and that was a six-figure drawdown for me. And I said, all right, I think I peel off some of this before it comes back again. I'm looking at the 618. That's around 50 something, depending on our data feed. This one got to the 786. So the interesting lineup is that probably down to like 41, somewhere around 40. Okay, I'm still long. I still have a like sizable chunk here. But I would still look for that. Give me a 382 of some sort. And then I'm of the opinion if that's a 786, can we get a 127? You know, I do think this is a dollar candidate. If not that, I think even higher. I think you can really start to assume that the 1618 would be a likely price discovery target, like 130, 125, 130. Okay, it was up 10x, almost 10x, 8x off the low. But this is one of the stronger ones. It's not an easy read because something like this does such a devastating move to start the whole thrust, if you will, and get higher, that you have to start thinking, well, is that something where, there's a good chart. Is this something where you're going to absolutely blast through and, go into price discovery because you shattered all of the prior static resistance? Remember, our targets were 13.5 cents, 20 cents, and then after that was the moon, and that's exactly what unfolded. So I still have a big chunk. This has been the best performing crypto. We nailed it. If you're ever in doubt on it, sell 10% of your portfolio at any price. Wait a day. See how you feel. All right, but my game plan is well over $1 by March or April, and I probably will size back up. Let's let this finish out. A couple others. Let me circle back to the beginning. I'll tell you what, let's give away a 30-day license. First person to type in XLM, and I'm writing people down, so you have to have the software trial to get the 30-day. XLM. First person to type that in. We'll give you a 30-day trial. Get set up. Borrow thumb, you win. Borrow thumb. I'm going to type that down. We'll give away 2 more. Also, I'm going to include, for everybody that wins, I'm going to throw in a 30-day for the gold membership as well. So that kind of gives it a little extra spice. You get 30 days for the trading view and you get 30-day gold. You have to send me an email, Boro, harmonictrader@gmail. We need your trading view username, okay? to get you guys set up. We'll give away a couple more. Speaking of a few more, what's up, Jake? Jake wants to look at ZRX, and that's actually I came across my screening recently too. ZRX is like this. Really interesting situation with a lot of these that look like this. They are in full recovery mode. What do I mean by recovery is that we could expect, in terms of a maximum thrust move back to the 886, that's like 133. And I would take it in chunks like that, but first stop would be a 382 for ZRX. And it does have a weekly oversold. That's around 70. There's your daily. And that's why I like ZRX. Really nice bat pattern down here. Beautiful pattern looking left. There are a number of these, and I'm going to work through them in the next few sessions to develop a really firm list. I've been favoring those that did well pre-halving cycle, but I think with what we have, there are a number of these that are massive patterns that are now waking up, where even at the current level around 50 cents, okay, we know this thing's going to make a run to 70, maybe as high as $1 on any recovery move. Currently 51. XA level was 34. I mean, that was trading as low as 27. That's fine. But the patterns are really playing out a lot. The big problem was they went sideways for so long and just took a while to be realized. So there you go. I like that one. Put that under the category patterns looking left. And I'm going to wait for that. Can that come back like an hourly? Give me a dot. Give me, just ride this train. There you go. The last entry point, that green line, 47 cents. Oh, and take a look. Here's another thing. Let's talk a second about type 1, type 2. It's a great segue. We're always looking for type 1 reaction, type 2 return. What's that? You have the pattern. Software is going to kick it out. It's going to be denoted by this T1 when the pattern completes. You see that T1, our assumption is open the window, look for individual price action, and you're at 52 cents here, 53 cents. We look for the reaction to 48. Ideally, what you want to see is, for crypto especially, go between T1, T2, generate some kind of oversold trigger, the dot, and now here's the return move. And this is something, look, crypto has pulled back. This is a massive opportunity now within the cycle. Pull up a 4-hour or hourly chart, and we want to look for patterns like this that have made their move, then they get oversold. Come on back, oversold, and they can start the return move. So you're going to get the T1 dollar sign. That automatically generates, that tells you we hit the reaction level minimum. And ideally, you want a dot. The dot confirmation tells you it's over. So if you get T1 and the dot, we can start to position for the return move back into the zone. I call that the T2 return. Returning to retest the type 2 and set up the type 2. And it did that over here on ZRX, and this is not prepared. I'm just kind of on the fly here, but there you go. We can play that move. And I suggest that you do look for this setup on an hourly chart or 4-hour, because we're going to be able to catch larger accelerations. What happens when we hit T2? We get a dot. So that's capping it for now. But clearly above 56 is where you can expect larger things. I like that one though. A couple more. Let me show you guys a few others that I'm looking at. Yeah. Yeah, a Satoshi, yes, Cactus. Filecoin, that's starting to move. Okay, $4. Did the first thrust. This is another one. Can we get back down to like 467? Look at what's going on the daily for Filecoin. Big first thrust move. Beautiful. I mean, this has got everything in terms of type 1 reaction. There's a T1 off the bat. It got all the way up. I wish it would have clipped 724, but fell just shy. Not a perfect type 1, but I'm still going to use the pattern, both of them, because what happened? That thrust gave you a crab. Crab got overextended. Now got rejected. So for Filecoin, you're probably getting the best setup of the whole cycle to come. Let it come back, retest. I think you're 520 now. Be patient. Look for maybe as low as 417, 427. That would be target 2. And this is exactly the kind of back-to-back setup I've been looking for. This is Cardano at 53 cents. Let it come down. We'll look for 417. And then if it's going to launch, it's going to launch off that area, that back-to-back. Are we oversold yet? No, not even close. But I'll put that back. I will monitor that. Speaking of Cardano, under 90 cents, okay? Excuse me, one second. Cardano ran over $1. Go to the weekly here. What's up there? It's not even a 382 yet. 382 on Cardano is like this. Right, 382. Like 127, just shy. And that's still upside objective. I would be looking for this thing. Let it do this rejection. Maybe a 3-day down move, something like that. You are looking for an accelerated trend to continue. When you draw it out like that with Cardano, this isn't it. I mean, yes, went from 115, almost 120. Now you're 90 cents. You'd say, oh, that's a 25% retracement. It is, but we're getting close. Look, HSI rolled over. Can that get oversold? Or even better, the 4-hour time frame? Give me something oversold down here. Let these retracements come into you. They're going to give you some of the best opportunities for the whole cycle. Couple more. AVAX. Starting to move, right? Finally. I mean, 40 cents there. Remember, AVAX did have patterns looking left. We had this prior to the move. AVAX had a retest of the daily, where is it? The bullish crab down here. There's our zone. Do I have the bearish or bullish patterns off? I must. I had a crab down here. One second. I don't know what happened to that. Where was the prior crab? 22 bucks was the low. It doesn't matter. All right, let's just circle back. I'll tell you what, let me remove off the pending and potential. Normally, I just like to deal with completed patterns. So you'll have pending and potential. Pending will be those that have hit the zone. Potential are the ones that have all but the CD leg completion. Here we have AVAX hitting this yet another 1618 overextension. Can we get back to 34? That would be the next step in the process. I'm already seeing this. It's already reacting. And since we have a completed pattern, 42.68 down to T1 dollar sign is 34.60. You're currently 40. Just let that happen. There's no reason to chase this. If it was really going to skyrocket, it would have been blowing through this and the hop. This is your next opportunity, 34.60. Let that come to you. We got to have to line these up. Let those come in to you. A couple more. SEI is another one. SEI has been a really strong runner. Probably one of the stronger earlier candidates. But that was SUI. SEI, same deal. We're back in August at 25. Now 66. What's the weekly? Weekly was oversold, and this is definitely a price continuation candidate because we had a really sizable pre-halving move. Nice, almost, what's that, perfect 886, and then go to the 1618 for the cycle. 1618. SEI is like 172. Having a little bit of a pullback. Get the 4-hour chart. And I would start following these on a 4-hour chart across the board. Yeah, that's pretty strong. I don't have anything since last week. But here's, even on the, look, 4-hour chart, okay? A shark pattern. Perfect confirmation. T1, right at 50 cents. We would expect that to go to 41, 43. The low is like 42 cents. But that's the reaction. And then look for the return move. On all of these, the ones that have seemingly gotten away from you, they didn't. They just haven't done the pullback to jump on the acceleration move. Few more. What's up? R Lake wants to look at Injective. And that one and Immutable X are probably the two that are going to play catch up really soon. Injective, look at that, 17, right at the low, perfect type 2, right at 17. I mean, we want to be looking for these on hourly and 4-hour as it makes its way up the scale. I like this because look at all of the shark, bullish shark, bearish ABCD that did the reaction and then the blast off. Can't chase it at the moment, but let's see if it comes back in. There's the hourly. And it did, again, just look at this type 1 reaction, back down to T1, and then trying to do the blowout move on T2. Above 30, it goes. The other one, look, Mutable X is really interesting. Mutable X has not really moved that much percentage-wise. There's a deep crab. Can we come back to 143? Remember, the daily is 2 patterns. Beautiful. Big bat, smaller butterfly, all of that at 111. Let's see here. Where are we with this? Yeah, still gaining steam and weekly oversold. Absolutely. Here we go. I mean, here's one that has not really moved that I'll be looking at closely. Looks like it's trying to get out of here, but it did the T1 reaction for the T2. Now we're looking for it to hold T2. That's 122. That would be ideal if we could get that. But you're looking for this to go back to about the hop level at 318 and then blow through. Hasn't done it yet. I think a lot of these AI stuff, these AI coins haven't even run yet. They will. I like that. Couple more. SYN, Synapse. That was another one. It's got a big pattern looking left. Ooh. Synapse, SYN. Maybe one of the nicest weekly patterns that has yet to bust a move. You're at 53 cents, confirmation right there at 47. XA level at 46. What do we need? We need this thing just to turn up and check out where we are. Let's see how the weekly finishes up. This is one that has yet to move. We hold the 50 level. Maybe we start it next week. That's in a really nice spot, by the way. This is where a lot of setups were 2 or 3 weeks ago before the election. And they were just sitting in the zone waiting to pop. I think that's probably what's going on there. Interesting. Really nice call. H79 wants to look at Link. He says it's going to 100. They've been saying that for about 5 years. I like Link. And that was high as 18. Yeah, look. Massive Gartley at 9. T1 reaction. No confirmation, but getting capped at the T2. I would want to see, can we have an hourly? I would just look for this to pull back. Can we get an hourly pullback? Like, yeah, here you go. Check it out. Crab pattern. Really nice. T1 reaction. Didn't get to target one, but got you a yellow dot, which is strong. Back up. Get capped again. I would look for another yellow dot. Next oversold level. This is stair stepping. You're not going to look. Link is, everyone cites that as one of the strongest, best, most applicable use case crypto out there. I still want the triggers, and you've had a number of them. Look, how many dots? There's one. Okay. That was just a couple days ago that was Sunday. And then you had another oversold dot. That was last Thursday. And yet a third dot. So here you are. 3 concrete signals on an hourly chart. Each one ideal entry points to ride that wave. And I'll look for another. Look. Can we get down here oversold one more time? I think so. Are you willing to be patient for those signals? It's up to you. How do you get to 100? Well, you have massive pattern looking left. So Link is a unique creature because beautiful Gartley. I mean, beautiful. I still say, though, this is probably just price recovery. So I'm not going to give you 100, but I will give you, X, A, B, C, and 886, maybe 48, 47. Just wait for the next opportunity. Speaking of opportunities, next person to type in HPC will win a 30-day license and 30-day gold membership. What do you think of that? HPC. Let's get into a couple others. Mesogamma. Yo, man, I thought you were on the list already. Mezzo, email me. I'm going to give it to a dumb NFT. Mezzo, you got to contact me, though. Send me an email at harmonictrader@gmail. But I'm going to give it to a dumb NFT because you're already in the group, man. This is for people that don't have it. But Mezzo, you'll win no matter what. Just contact me. But a dumb NFT, you win. You need to sign up by sending your TradingView username to HPC at SR-analyst right there. And anybody that wants to win the 60-day license for the software, 60-day gold membership, you have to have the trial. So this is your last chance. Send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Done. Let's go to a couple more. What's up, Neil? Wants to look at SUI. That's the one that's supposed to be the next Ethereum, Solana killer, whatever. 339. Remember this on SUI at 50 cents? Amazing. Big shark in August. And had the little pause on the crab and then take off. How do we handle something like this? Because I do think this can go a lot higher. I mean, this is one that's clearly exhibiting big strength. We have to go to hourly, 4-hour chart. You're looking for oversolds. I saw this recently, a little sloppy, but a big bat pattern on SUI at 316, now 340. But this is the kind of formation on these hourly charts where you get a pullback that can give you something for the larger move to continue. I mean, at this point, you're looking for an asset like SUI to absolutely skyrocket. I mean, it's in price discovery, and this is a breakdown for all crypto. Get above this kind of a thing. Your 1618 is like there. 330, the 1902. Oh, look, right at the top. So that's that layered 1618, 1902. You pause. And then can we go 3618? Like 670, $7 and beyond? Give me something here. And we might have something right now, 320 on SUI. Remind me of that. What's up, Red? Wants to look at Celestia, among others. Celestia is, I think this is a great one. It finally did its move last week, and it satisfies all the things we looked at daily, weekly oversold. That was at 520. Here's the daily. Okay. Big shark. Big shark. Those numbers, really, if we can come back to like 6 to 680, that would be probably the last pullback before Celestia really does major things. 12 to 19 kind of a situation. I do like it. It was a late starter, if you will. Yeah, Matic. Has that done a move? That's like H bar, right? Polygon. Maybe not so much. Who put that up? What's up, Red? Great call. So this would be another scenario of patterns to be looking for. Beautiful pattern looking left. 43 is the number. You're at 51, got as high as 60. This is just starting, guys. Your confirmation was 37. Can I get something down here? Can we get back to 43 cents? I think we could. Weekly, oversold. I wasn't as crazy on this because we were literally at new lows for most of the data feeds. But now I'm thinking maybe these price recoveries are going to find a bid. And they're really easy targets. I mean, we could just go back to the previous static high at like 125. H bar proved it wrong. Cardano proved it wrong. Cardano said, no, don't dismiss these patterns. Here's H bar. Hedra hash graph. Massive weekly pattern. But look at what's going on here. That's at 9 cents, currently 13. I think we can come back. You're at the 13.5. Let that come in. You're going to get a little bit of a retracement. And I would think more like 10 cents. Where's the big acceleration move going to happen for H bar? Daily, kind of oversold. 4-hour. Overbought on daily, oversold on 4-hour. No pattern. This is what I want to look for on H bar. Can you get above the 50 clearly? Is it going to continue and just blast off now, or are we going to have a deeper retracement? Let's come back to that on Thursday, because I do like these that have done amazing things, 5 to 15. Just have a pause before the larger targets could be considered. Larger targets on this bat pattern are still a double from current levels, 25, maybe 37 cents. I think so. Appreciate it, Greg. Greg, you need the software. I noticed you didn't have the software either. I was like, what are you doing? Get the software. ApeCoin for Neil. Ape. A lot of people are talking about the NFTs coming back. And I think that you could see a resurgence. ApeCoin at $1 here. And we have weekly oversold. We do have patterns here. Remember that on ApeCoin? Perfect crab. Looks like T1 capping it now. And that is the expected move. T1, crab to T1 dollar sign. Hasn't been able to crack through. Okay, let it come down. Let's get the next oversold trigger. I'm not chasing it, but I do say that's an extraordinary opportunity. 4-hour or even hourly. Give me some patterns. Give me a reason to jump on these. I don't have it yet. Look, lots of patterns here on the hourly, back at around 110. And we probably could get something down there. But I like the longer term dynamics coming together. And you got to think, spend 30 days digesting what happened. And then set it up for a run into April or May. Like this second phase of the window that opened 3 or 4 weeks ago will only last, I think, till May. And I know a lot of people are looking for Bitcoin and a lot of things to run for the whole year. I am not one of them. I am not one of them. ApeCoin on the 4-hour. Bingo. Okay. Here's what we got. And who brought that? Neil brought that up. Neil, you're going to have to remind me. So many coins, so little time. But this is the return move I've been talking about. Beautiful pattern. Do the reaction. Great. That's why you get the software. So that you don't have to do all that by hand. And then, look, T1 automatically generated. Can we get an oversold trigger that would send it? That's really close to where we are. You're 124. I would think maybe 110, 115. And that sets it up over the next couple of days for a bigger return move. I already can see it. There's a lot of reasons here why this thing would really bust a move now. And I'd even say this prior bat pattern at 235, 275, yeah, these need to be retested. Definitely makes sense. And these are the kind of setups we want to see. They're difficult, admittedly, no doubt. You're brand new. You haven't looked at this stuff before. Okay. There are some combinations of things you have to be aware of. But line them up. And just understand that once we do this return and we get going again to the upside, this is where the bigger moves happen. And recovery range on ApeCoin is ridiculous. I think you're not going to spend a lot of time down here under $2. If I'm right about the next wave of the cycle, something like ApeCoin's got a chance. It's where I want to be. Okay, a couple more. Um, Mr. SB Local wants to look at deep, and I don't know why that didn't that have a problem recently? No, it's brand new. Not much I can offer you. Brand new crypto. It's done its move. I'll tell you this. Let me see if I can get a better one. Yeah, it's brand new. If you got something like this, I appreciate the input here. And it's doing a first thrust, kind of like this. With a lot of these, they have to do 886. We have to basically digest that first wave cycle, and then you could expect larger things. We've seen so many of these do that. They come out brand new, big thrust. They have to do a full cycle reset. I'm not chasing that. There's better opportunities. What's up, Hunting Crypto? Wants to look at FET AI. The AI are due. They're still setting up, and so is FET. Don't need to spend much time. FET has got to come back to $1. Despite all the hype, it's got to come back to $1. Satisfy that Gartley. I like it, but you got to come back here. Weekly oversold down there. A lot of similarities to the Gartley or the bat pattern that was down there at 17 cents. Now back at $1. What's up, Nick? Absolutely, man. Congratulations on that XLM. I'm so glad a lot of you guys got that. Joe wants to look at algo as a part of the H bar, XLM, XRP pump. Another one, massive, massive things, but just price recovery, man. Look, what's the maximum we can expect? Like an 886 swing off the prior high, and that's what you did. 30 cents. You got to let that come in for now. The 4-hour or the hourly. I mean, that's a beautiful look. That's a remarkable chart. Incredible. I just would want to see something. Yeah, maybe retest oversold at 26. Algo's great. I mean, those were all awesome pumps, no doubt. And that's just in the same category as like the graph GRT. Okay, they're all finding their niche again, and GRT is did a big move off the low at 15. But check out GRT. Again, bearish patterns are our friend. And it did the T1 from 20 to 17. These have to hold. I think right now, let that come back in. I'm looking for this pullback, retracement, pause, whatever you want to call it in Bitcoin, to set us up for December and January and February. Because this next pullback, that's it. Not it's probably going to be one of your last chances. Mobile, what's that? Look at that garbage, up 20%. Yeah, I used to own this, but I used to own this at like, I don't know, a lot higher. Yeah, mobile, interesting. Just caught my eye. Oh, here's one. Mu Deng. Okay, so a lot of the a lot of the meme coins have gotten hit, and now they're setting up. Mu Deng is retesting 32 cents, and 4-hour chart looks like this. 32 cents bat pattern. This is what we should be looking for on the pullback. Okay, look at all the patterns. I have no idea what this is in terms of the meme coin craze, but bat pattern, crab that goes to a hop, now does the T1 with a back to back to back bat. 32 cents. For those that are a bit more crypto savvy than me, let me know what you think about that. I'm all ears. But I love the pattern dynamics. Even as a trade, go from 30 back to 55 pretty quickly. And I'll show you the one that's, those super crazy meme coins that got crushed. Remember Peanut? Okay. Peanut went from 10 cents to $1.60. Check out old Peanut, the 4 hour. This is what I mean when you have to wait for your setups. Everyone wanted to chase Peanut at $2. A lot of well-known influencers just throwing money at $2. No, look at where we are now. Okay. If your crypto looks like this and has nothing, it's because it has nothing. Let it come back. You're going to get your opportunity. You might have to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but now maybe start looking. Or his other dead brother, Fred, probably even better. Look, came out, and I take this to heart, folks. You have a brand new crypto. Yeah, it goes crazy. I know you want to chase it. But if you don't have something like a full 886 reset, please look at that. Fred at 5 cents. And then it tripled. Now it's retesting. Okay, now Fred put in the higher low and then take off from there. I'm looking at Fred now. Look at the hourly on Fred. Massive Gartley. Okay? Whole bunch of stuff. You got plenty of patterns. You got to let them come to you. If you're chasing, you're going to pay. Couple more. Where's Justin? Justin, look at Gala. Gala doing the move. And Gala was another one where it just took forever. Okay? Lots of patterns looking left. The bat pattern. We went to the perfect, perfect crab pattern. Let this come back 3 cents. You come back 3 cents. Where this really can launch is off of 3 cents and then go a lot higher. We're setting up these acceleration moves. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Okay, next person to type in HPC, you will win the 30-day license for TradingView and 30-day gold membership. You have to send your TradingView username to HPC at SR-analyst to win. OCDJ, you win. OCDJ. And then there was also Mezzo. And then there was Dumb NFT one as well. Okay, those are the 30-day winners. We will give away the 60-day gold membership and TradingView license momentarily. I want to get through one or two more. Yeah. No, let's do that. Daniel wanted POLS, Polka Starter. I want to look at that too because it has massive patterns. 33 cents currently. But look, here's another one. Massive Gartley at the hop at 22. It's full on recovery. Like you're 33 and minimum, even in a spike move, you go back to $1 or 886 is like $1.25. Weekly oversold, daily pattern. I like that. There's no other way except for the harmonic pattern you're going to be able to read that one. But that's a great one. I have a few more. Some new ones, but I will save them for Thursday. We need to get over, do a big update on stocks. Let's go to the SPY. Having trouble at the 600 level on SPY. And that's okay. SPY is all about the monthly, the deep crab. We're up here. Okay. Looking to try to get the hop. by the end of the year, 618. I don't think that's tough. It's really not too much to ask. So don't be surprised to see this thing grind over the next couple of weeks. And you really want to see what happens after January. I think we get the follow through on the SPY here. Nothing stops. We're still in a aggressive bullish trend. You're just getting a lot of this kind of sideways chop as they try to pierce the 600 level. And look, I said this last week. The Gartley that set this off was pretty phenomenal. And then the most recent 4-hour oversold here at 584. Okay, that's probably the low that gets you all the way to 618. We're not blasting off. I mean, it's been quite strong, but looking good. QQQ, same deal. QQQ, ever since that last 4-hour dot. One moment. Ever since that last 4-hour dot, right at 500, that's support. I do not expect that to be under 500 again for the year. So just be aware that that's what's shaped up. It's taking time. Yeah, we're not. All the big news happened at the beginning of the month. It's just not a big deal. It's taking its time. Everything is still in play here. Go to Microsoft having a big day. Popping up 7 or 8. I saw a lot of people saying that this was a head and shoulders. And I want to kind of work through this and just explain why it's not. A lot of people are looking at something like this. I've seen a lot. It's really surprising. And Microsoft is representative of a lot of them, but people saying, oh, well, Microsoft's getting toppy here. Their head, shoulders, and we should sell it. That whole argument is about to be demolished, and it's just another reason why anything that we're looking at currently is just a sideways consolidation. I have no concerns about this. It's not if, it's when does this break out to new all-time highs. So your head and shoulders argument that some people have been saying recently is bogus. If we pull up HSI, and again, HSI is only available here, and it shows you what's it doing at the 50 level. Firmly holding, about to break out and go higher. Once that finishes that breakout, like we saw on crypto and everything else, that's where you get up to back to 460, make your run to 500. And that's, one of the biggest in the whole world. Nothing changes. Let's be clear about this. Nothing changes. Here's NVIDIA. Another one where NVIDIA, people saying, oh, it's not able to break out. It's not getting all-time new highs. Nothing changes. We're target 170 pretty quickly on this. Yeah, you've hit a couple of bumps in the road trying to get out to all-time new highs. Not a problem. I really, you've got, here we go. Deep crab on the daily. This is an opportunity. Check it out. NVIDIA will probably do a mild pullback. Type 1 to target 1. That's the type 1 reaction. We're going to wash out here, 130 maybe. I don't even think we go to 120. Somewhere around 130. And then you set it off for the rest of the year, into next year. Where next year you're trading 170, 180. Not a crazy thing to think about. What was the other one? Was it Meta? I think it was Meta. Yeah, Meta. Pausing. just at 600. A lot of people were concerned, oh, it wasn't continuing. No way. This thing is just, it put in recently a daily oversold around 570. So you're pausing up here. You're getting ready to not only take out the cycle 1618, but this is again where the character changes. There's your pause right around 560, 570. It's a 1618. It's a 3-year, 4-year 1618 where we're not thinking 1618. After we get through here, we're thinking this thing does a follow through 2618 extreme expansion. Give it 18 months. Maybe not this time next year, but maybe next May, a year from April, something like that. You're trading like 850, 860. That's what's going on with a lot of these massive breakouts. We've talked about these patterns since the low. That's where you're going. I mean, that I can't be more demonstrative, can't emphasize what the longer term is doing more so than I already have. Yeah. A couple of those, sure. What's up, Paris? What's going on? PayPal, do I think it hits 100 by end of the year? Yeah, I do. PayPal, let's call it 94. And then I think 150 by next year. By this time next year, we're at 150 on PayPal. Look, you've got a bat pattern up here. And you've got some overbought readings. We'll come up and we'll brush against that 94 level. But there are so many of these recovery situations that are classic. I mean, you had the bottom here. And now you're coming back around. Look, down to there. 382 recovery range gets you to 150. Right there on PayPal. And that's just like Palantir. We've seen it in Square. I mean, Square's got, not Square, but they call it Block now, but SQ, Square. This is this massive shark pattern. Just basing here with a nice head and shoulders. And a lot of these remind me of Palantir. You know, Palantir, I was talking about that under 30, guys. Massive 886 reset. That's what that is. And then once Palantir started coming off that low, I was like, all right, let's go 382, which was 20. The 618 range was up there at 30. And then look how that acceleration, once we got above 30, oh, okay, 886. Well, right through 40. And now Palantir, it almost at the 16. Yeah, almost. 1618 is like $70. And Palantir is going to do more. This is the kind of situation where, look, if it's crypto or whatever, how do you judge a recovery? How strong it comes through? Can it get to the 886? And then when it breaks out, and that's a massive breakout, that's the beginning, not the end, the beginning of 1618, or dare I say, this goes extreme later next year. You know, 2618 puts you over 100. That's the kind of move it's already expressing. 314, I mean, it's a $100 stock. These others, they're just starting to put it together now. What was the other one? Was it Twilio? Yeah, Twilio. Look at that. Twilio, BAT. 72 baseline, now 104. Just starting the process. You have to get to the 382 to really get going. Couple more. Have to look at what's the AVGO, Broadcom. Okay. Looking for Broadcom to come back down. Can we generate the next oversold trigger? Because Broadcom, you've got a lot of nice patterns here. You had a bat continuation. Now you're at the T1 of this ABCD. I just want to go off the next dot because Broadcom is going to be like Nvidia. And Broadcom will be at all-time new highs by next year, early, like first quarter. I mean, just plan on this thing going from like 160 to 210. It's all there. Couple more. IWM. Russell for Daniel. Yeah. Broke out. All-time new highs for the Russell. Nice butterfly up there, 242. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think it's more about this 886. Look, here's the bat pattern. Beautiful. Just hitting it right now. No confirmation. Are we close? No. So the pattern's a starting point. We need to have confirmation. What's HSI doing? This is a weekly chart. Heading back up. That's super strong. The way I look at that, when you especially have no confirmation, HSI flatlining and turning up at the 50, you're going to overshoot and go to the hop 256. That's really good. That's bullish AF. And then the Dow Jones Industrials. All-time new highs. And look at what that did. I mean, this is where things start to get kind of crazy. Look, I already have a 3618. The 3618 for the Dow off of the bear market from 2022, barely a bear market, retracement, is 60K. And that's going to be the target. It might take 2 or 3 years, but I'm already seeing this. You got to get through the current pattern. It's a big ABCD. There's a couple of things here. But we get above 45K. You get above certainly 50K. There's nothing stopping this. I mean, that's just super, super strong. And it's played catch up in the last year in a way that kind of blows away prior year's performance. I mean, this thing has got a long way to go. Again, I'm super bullish. I am still of the opinion that we are entering, not exiting, we're entering a massive generational opportunity where these markets rage in the same way they did from 1995 to 2000. It's 1994, the end of 1994. The internet is about to become a major deal, and all those companies are going to come to the market and drive market capitalization through the roof. That's where we are. Yeah, we are. It's gone. Like Dow 60K. I'm not thinking 50K. I'm thinking if you go to 50K, it's going to 60K. And we already see it. Like 42K was the limit. It should have done something here at 42.4. It's bypassing it. That's why this is such a big deal. I mean, we've been seeing this stuff in the charts for the better part of a year or more. And now it's being realized. So again, just do not want to be too late on all of this. A couple more. I'm going to wrap up. We'll do the giveaway. Make sure everyone that's here, don't waste your time. Get the TradingView software, Harmonic Pattern Collection. Send your TradingView username to hpc at sr-analyst.com. Everyone gets a 14-day free trial. The winner's got a 30-day plus gold membership. And now, let's look at one other one. I want to do gold. Gold had the pullback. 26.20. I still say gold's going to 3K. Silver goes to 40. Gold goes to 3K. Okay? The monthly chart. Couple of oversold readings currently. Look, trying to come out of the oversold. It's just a starting point. Amplified, there's an inflection. Not a problem. I'm looking at this. And again, Gold has been a great precursor for paper asset inflation, that's what's happening here. Your 1618, that's the decade long 15-year 1618 blown out. 1902 hitting a little resistance. Spend a couple months there. Although we're getting into that seasonal time, there's only one number for gold. Eventually, we get to the 3618 at about 4,400. 2618, and that's the all-time mark there, is like 3,300. And I'll look for gold to get up there. Once gold gets to the 2618, then I think you get the larger asset inflation, the bigger move. But the fact that gold is running ahead of this big stock market surge is not a bad sign. It's a good sign. We will monitor that. So speaking of gold, first person to type in gold will win the 60-day trial license and gold membership. Who do I got? It is full throttle money printer time. Yeah. Who wants to win the gold membership 60-day trading view? Will wins by typing gold. Way to go. We will give away a couple more on Thursday. Will, let me get your name down. You have to send me an email to harmonictrader@gmail.com. I'll get you set up with the gold today. Also, you have to send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analysts. Gold was Will's the 60-day winner. Everyone else is a 30-day winner. We will do more on Thursday. That's what I have for today, folks. You have any questions, get to the Black Friday special. I'm going to put that into the chat one more time. It's 30% off. It will expire soon. I will have details on a special HPC software webinar I plan to do next week, kind of wrap up these Black Friday festivities. But get over there. This is the only time of year we do it, Black Friday. You have any questions, send your note to me at harmonictrader@gmail.com. We'll be back on a special Thanksgiving Day session. It'll be a quick one. Until then, as always, go get 'em. See you next time.